As I sit here, dirty, happy, having completed some work, I realized that I have not posted a video this whole season on my YouTube channel, and I feel some type of way about that. I mean, a real video, not little shorts. I'm talking about a real update video. So here we go. Here's the garden. There's the kitty that tried to eat a blue jay today. Yeah, you naughty, naughty kitty. It jumped up, got the bird. The bird got away. Don't worry. The bird was smarter than the cat this time. Anyway, so I had this Rubbermaid trash can here that I decided to repurpose. I had it as a planter before, but I emptied those things out and used the plants that were in it. If anybody's been following me that long, I used those plants in the Azalea way, as some people might say, but the alleyway. And then I just had this can. I said, well, I gotta use it for something. So I've decided to put my little bonsai azalea bushes in here. This one I wanted to grow up, be kind of in front of the window, and just be nice and pleasant. Get a little bit more height here, eventually, and improve its shape. But I think that'll be really nice. It's enough growing space here for it to just live and live and live. In the back here, I did plant, what is it? My mind. Hibiscus. I planted some hibiscus, and I put the package there so I can remember that I put hibiscus here because I want to dry it and make some tea. So that's, if that works, it works. If it doesn't, I'll just scoop that gravel right on over. But that's that. On this table here, me and the kids decided to do some grow bag gardening just to extend our little gardening and try another little microclimate over here. So we have greens over here, we have lettuce and spinach, we have several different kinds of carrots, and I think one other thing, but I'm forgetting. Hopefully it works out and we get something. I do see sprouts. There are a lot of sprouts, so there are things growing. We will thin them out and hope for the best. It's my first time growing in these Vivo or something, Vivo Sun grow bags from Amazon. They were like $5 for a price, and they seem pretty durable. A friend of mine, she said that she uses them and they're pretty good, so we'll see about that. That cat is really getting on my nerves. Anyway, so this area over here, which has, had many different variations. I've had creeping thyme, which it's coming back, but we'll see if it's as glorious as it was last year. But it's kind of like the bed to nurse things back to health. I had a rhododendron, which looks like it's dying. I'll take that out. I have a rose bush up here, which hopefully that'll cover up this the fence. We have crocuses, which were lovely. We have alliums here, and we have these salmon colored tulips. And in the back here I have cowpeas. I've planted those cowpeas or black-eyed peas, whatever you want to call them. Hopefully they reach up to this trellis and become some edible love back there. I have some kale back there. That's overwintered from last year. I just couldn't see myself pulling it out since it wanted to grow. So this little corner here has been reworked several times. Right now I have some bulbs. There's a black-eyed Susan planted here. This is an Azalea Bush, which I love the soft stems. I'm not sure what variety it is, but I remember liking it, so that's why I brought it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I don't really see any bud yet. Oh, maybe I do, but we'll see. Well, it'll be in future videos. I have this creeping evergreen here, which hopefully that'll eventually come out and just be a nice little aged corner here. Oh, there's also a rose bush here, which may or may not stay. It struggled last year. It has really nice, lovely, fragrant flowers, but I don't know. It just really struggled. We have this German thyme here, and it smells amazing. And it comes back. This is the second season. Like, it looks dead, but it just always puts out this nice little it softens that corner of the center block, which is quite nice. We planted some Mammoth Sunflowers again in this corner because they did so well last year. I have a little stainless steel bowl that I had in the house. I cut the rim off, and it made for this little spiky torture device. Oh no, people are gonna chew me up in the comments. It's to stop the cats from pooping in my freshly planted areas, so hopefully they don't hurt themselves. That cat is a pain in the ass, but they see this and then decide not to poop here. I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying not to put anything harmful down because this is an organic garden. I just want peace, and he wants to poop. So anyway, this was a project a couple of weeks ago. I pulled out all the weeds and dug down and got all the soil out, and I used some river rock and some polymer sand and created this little border here. So hopefully that'll stop me from having to weed whack weeds here. And I kind of like made this little, edge here. The polymer sand isn't like concrete. It is flexible, it moves, but it does provide a little barrier for weeds, so we'll see how long that lasts. I'm not going to talk too much about this side here because, it's springtime. It's a lot going on. There's hostas coming up. There's daisies that look a little rough. I put the wood there intentionally. I wanted to make the daisies lean over that way. Have a lemon cypress, more hostas. This area will slowly look a lot better eventually. One thing I did do was last year I planted this second burning bush here. Everybody is like, oh, it's invasive. Okay, let it invade. I mean, my backyard is an urban backyard. It's not going to invade too far. But anyway, I love the fall color of a burning bush. So, and it should cover up this utility line or distract it somehow. There's a big stand-up hostas right here, which is lovely. It's my favorite variety. They have like an icy blue leaf. I had a Japanese maple here in this corner, but I had to move it, and I moved it down there. I'll show you that in another video. But I cut a branch off of my apple tree, which is here, and I just jammed it into the soil a couple of weeks ago, and it just continued to sprout and root and flower. If it sprouts and grows and develops roots and create another tree, wonderful. If it doesn't, oh well. It was just, one of those water spout branches that I cut off, and I just said, let me stick it in there. Hopefully the cambium layer produces some roots, and it lives. It doesn't look like it's been a week now, and it's starting to blossom after the temperatures have warmed up. So that's that. Here's another Azalea Bush, which still has its fall color, but I think it survived. Hopefully it survived. Hold on while I fix what the cat tore up. A stupid cat. All right. So we have here is a Wigelia, which you can barely see because it's almost as the same color as the ground, but I moved this several times, and hopefully it loves this spot. I have this quince here, which is a double. It's a thornless variety. I really like that. That was a new addition last year, so waiting for that to establish itself and really be a nice little feature here in this corner. This has turned out to be a spot that me and the kids are really going to enjoy. We have the fire pit we bring down, we sit in the chairs, we have cushions, and we can really enjoy our time out here. Right now in my little greenhouse here, I have some rhododendrons that I was trying to propagate through cutting. So I don't know if you can see it. Hopefully that'll be in a future video if it works out. If it doesn't, you'll never hear about it. These little towers here, there was a business throwing these away, if you can believe that or not. They're plastic. I poked a hole, I brought a set of solar power lights, and if you probably can't see it, but it's like a pillar of blue light, and it cost me no money other than the solar power light kit, which was like a couple of bucks off of Amazon. This little strip here, I have these salmon colored tulips. I have Delaware Azalea, which has white blossoms, which should be quite lovely. I have these Cotonie ester plants, which has these red berries in the fall, which are wonderful. And this little strip here was all of like $7 of discount plants, and it has brung me nothing but joy, and it for a really affordable price. I just potted up I had some extra soil that I mixed up. I used a little perlite and garden soil and some plant tone, so those are ready to put something in those pots, and just some extra soil. Okay, I don't know how many of you remember my vegetable garden from last year, but it was chaotic, if I'm being kind. It was full of things to eat, and everything grew, but it became really unmanageable as the season went on. I'm a big 6'4" dude. I need easy access. I need to be able to get in there and be able to get my food. And I realized that I don't need such a large, I have this farm mentality, like I'm like 40 acres out here, but I need an area that gets good airflow, good sun, and yeah, and I can grow about the same amount of produce in containers that I did in the ground with less of a chaotic appearance. So last fall, I brought these 6 euonymus bushes off the discount rack, and they're wonderful. They're glossy green. They last all winter long. They didn't struggle a bit. They've survived. They're putting on growth. The new growth is white to a chartreusey green, which is amazing. And I don't have anything bad to say about them, other than I pay like $3 a piece for them. And yeah, and they're much more than that original price. In between them, I have alliums planted. I had a bag of allium bulbs and I planted them, so that should be pretty nice. And right in front of that, in these center blocks here, I have Nasturtium seeds, a red Alaskan nasturtium. Oh, here it is. From Baker Creek, with the variegated leaves. So picture that with the alliums and the euonymus. And I think that's going to be really nice if they all seem to come out around the same time. So, and once the nasturtium eats up the path, I'll pull it up and do something else. But for right now, I'm looking forward to that. All right, back to the vegetable garden. So the main things that we eat are going to be in these white food grade buckets from Lowe's. I have a variety of tomatoes that are really small, 3 different varieties from Baker Creek, and a cucumber. The cucumber is going to go in that far corner of that pot and take over the backside of this fence. The small tomato will be in the front. I'll do a purple Cherokee in the middle. I'll do another tomato here and one here. think I'm gonna do three, a chili pepper, maybe a bell pepper, and something else on those pots. Maybe a basil or a thyme, something here, another herb here, and here I'm gonna do two herbs, and in the back here, I've seeded it with dill, a mammoth dill. So those will be tall and fragrant and wonderful. This grave here is for if nothing else works, I'll just lay down in here. Kidding. This is my potato bed. I was gonna do sweet potatoes, and I may still do that somehow. But right now I have this whole bed planted with red organic potatoes. I have 3 rows of 3, like staggered, so they can have room. I've kept some soil to fill them up as they keep growing. I didn't completely fill in the grave here with soil. I only barely covered the potatoes, and once they grow up, I'll cover them some more and do that, so on and so forth. Again, sunflowers are here, and those cinder blocks here, I have nasturtium as well, all the way across. Quite nice as well. Yeah, and 3 more of those euonymus, and 1 more of those pillows here that was free. And like I said, once the sun goes down, these light up just a pillar of blue, which was just quite nice. Yeah, so that's everything so far. It's been fun. I felt like I needed to bring you all up to speed because, you'll be lost if I just start talking about what's going on and I haven't filled you in. So, while I'm here, I'll take you around to the front. Okay, so here's the front, and it is coming along nicely. So additions for this year is this spirea here, Firelight Spirea, which hopefully it takes up this corner nicely here. Again, people tell me that it is invasive, and I'm like, okay, hopefully it's not a problem. But those black things there are monkey balls, or what is that? If you know what a monkey ball is, if you live in the city, it's a tree that drops these chartreusey green balls that apparently keep away spiders. But so I threw those over there. But again, that's spirea. This is Rose of Sharon that was planted last year. And my wonderful bayberry bushes. I have 2 of them. I love them so much. Apparently they've been naughty and they've made the invasive species list here in Pennsylvania, and I'm a little upset about that because I'm not tearing these out. I will cut them to the ground every year and let them grow back or whatever I need to do, but I just, things make the naughty list, and I'm supposed to just rip it out. I don't know about that right now. So anyway, this is a euonymus as well, which has taken over this fence. It has also grown up this trellis here, which I love. It's evergreen, and it provides nice winter interest. But the rose bush here is ready to have a great late spring, and I'm looking forward to that. This bed of stone crop is filling in quite nicely, and I have this heucherella, which sits here in the corner, which is filling out quite nicely as well. I have a larger one here. I don't know the difference between heucherella, heuchera, coral bells. I just know that they're wonderful. And they push the old growth out, which you can cut off, and they just keep growing from in the center. Me and these solar lights, I have this solar lights here, which trace the garden, and then this is the solar panel here, again, off of Amazon. So I decided to plant these pots here with some spring color. I don't do with the annuals. I like my money to go far. So I buy perennials or things that will come back every year. But I've been a little bit of a sucker this year for color, and so I've done things like this, which is amazing. But as you know, it only lasts the one season, and then it's trash. I've dotted the front yard here with some pansies and some other perennials, which are quite nice. The tulips are about to open. They're quite nice as well. Lemon cypress. I planted some red creeping thyme here. I have my prickly pear cactus, native to Pennsylvania. This is a quick spring tour. I will be more thorough when the weather is warmer. I have hydrangea here, which may have been nipped too much by the cold this spring, so we'll see about that. But that was an addition in this pot last year. I have this rose of Sharon that is like bonsai in this pot. This little art feature here was an addition this spring. It's a mirrored light, which I've used. You can barely see it because it reflects the garden, which it kind of like disappears, which is pretty nice. I have this. What is this? Oh, a lilac. It's a President Greavy lilac, which should grow and cover up my neighbor's unsightly tire arrangement, or at least that's the plan. And I have another heuchera or coral bell growing here. So, right behind it, move out the way, sir. It's some California poppy. I have some more California poppy over here, right between my magnolia, which suffered from an early spring, or whatever you want to call it, frost, and so I didn't get the blossoms this year, but that's okay. Blueberry and azalea and some other things. I have something planted in here. I forget it at this point, but it'll be a nice surprise. But yeah, so that's the garden from this angle in the front. Oh, one more thing. A nice little window basket. It looks like eggs. These are some type of pansy, but they look like fried eggs to me, or a sunny side up egg. And I'll end it on that. Peace and blessings. Happy growing. And of course, I will keep you all more regularly updated on the garden. Gotta go, 'cause it's cold.